What's up everyone, it's Jambors, new video and Eurovision news update again. I missed like 2 weeks. I was very busy doing my photographical channel, photographing people, creating some scripts for radios and blah blah, like so many little stuff, but so many. And also I moved now to Romania, Bucharest for a while with Ellie, because she's working over here also, and we've been on Laura's wedding, which was crazy and from a Catholic point of view absolutely ununderstandable, but very amazing to see. This Orthodox wedding was very nice. The after party with Zdop Mizdub, that was Zdop Shizdub, that was really funny also, very loud but very funny. And I'm glad that finally I can do some news. Gladly for me, almost nothing really happened in the Eurovision world, nothing very serious or so on. With Albania and Montenegro's national selections, applicants, participants revealed, so we know them. There are some very amazing names, especially for the ones who are completely like into Eurovision's history, so you know everything much more than me. I don't really care if the older name or somebody who already was there get there. Only what I care, a perfect performance, perfect song. So let's see in both Albania and especially with the comeback of Montenegro to the Eurovision. I'm very curious what they will bring on the table. There is especially one interesting new after all in last 2 weeks. I cannot just stop touching this table. But anyway, there is one very important and interesting thing regarding Eurovision, Junior Eurovision in Madrid, and that's that only fan media which will be allowed in the venue or to covering the contest live over there in the venue or surroundings press area are the local ones. No one else. The question is it a good thing or bad thing? I was really thinking what it can say. I just think they just don't want to accommodate so many, make it themselves too complicated. Anyway, they put and project everything on the internet, and they don't want to put those kids under the pressure. Probably also it will be just easier. Can this be something which can affect Eurovision 2025 next year in Basel? I really doubt it. I think this would be too much to do it just for local press, especially fan media. That would be not so many people probably. I think if the scale of Eurovision is supposed to be huge, they must actually somehow connect fan media with proper media all together in one environment to professionalize it even more. Because I think what fan media struggles a lot from the perspective also when I was head of delegation of Czechia, and also when I'm looking at it from still producer's point of view rather than fan, you know, because you know I'm doing this, but it doesn't mean I'm like crazy fan as you are in a good or bad way. It's up to you to decide. But it's this professionalization that I more likely feel it goes downwards, but I feel it's happening to media in general. It goes information wise downwards. It's starting to be more activistic than being media or being journalistic. And I think this would be an amazing way if Eurovision fans, fan media, you know, all those blogs and so on, becoming more professional, becoming better, and maybe have this ambition to become like serious media eventually. For example, music industry, or maybe for music industry in LGBT world. I don't know, because many are LGBTQI whatever driven, which I don't think it's a problem. But I just think that also in here, maybe it's time to, you know, move forward, have bigger ambition than just covering the same way all the time, the same question and so on and so on. So let's see, maybe this, you know, like slap that fans are not basically allowed in Madrid, fans media as a journalist. Maybe it's a good thing to think about it, how to do things better, that this won't repeat. Because I think also it's kind of a reaction of what happened in 2024 big Eurovision. And it's logical. It's logical, pitifully. Anyway, because this is like the biggest news kind of, and nothing really happened. Of course, I covered another songs for Junior Eurovision, so you can check it on my channel. For members, the full versions. For non-members, like the shorter versions, so you can have my just initial reaction on it. They are not real like reviews. They are real like I just heard it for the first time. I'm giving you my reaction after the first listen, and that's it. Don't take it over seriously, or do. It's your issue, but let's see. Just give it a shot, because maybe I'm give you some insights or maybe some thoughts that you didn't even think about it when you were listening, or maybe you just want to comment in below because you don't agree with me. But there is one more other thing, because I'm very oftenly watching this ESC charts, and ESC charts is a brilliant show. It's a brilliant project of somebody, I don't know the person's name, who's checking all the Eurovision songs all the time and putting every single day their charts, what numbers they do weekly, what numbers they do daily, what numbers they do yearly, and whatsoever. And it's brilliant to compare. Now 3 years, I think I have it from the Chilla was here, but probably it's from ESC charts also. And that's it, that it compares from September 26 streams per day in last 3 editions of Eurovision. And it basically says like, oh my god, what crazy bad year we had in 2024, because the numbers are absolutely low. First of all, 0 hits. Imagine that in 2023 we had 3 big hits, bigger, actually, yes, 3 already bigger than even Europapa, who is like Europapa, who is which is the biggest song of this year's Eurovision. Of course, Lorin Statu, over 1 million still so far. Queen of the Kings, Norwegian, 200 per day, 200,000 listeners per day on Spotify, and Cha Cha Cha, 150 listeners on Spotify. In compared to 150, the best, Europapa, Mon Amour, 131 domestic Spotify, and The Code from Switzerland, less than 100,000, which would be the 5th place. Actually, the winner of Eurovision 2024 would be a 5th place in 2023, and would be a 4th place in 2022, where Snap was still having 2 million, Slow-Mo over 100, Brividi over 100, Spaceman 70. Although it wasn't by charts the biggest year, at least in the moment. The issue was that at least it had one international hit, over 2.5 million streams per day with Snap. Something. This year Eurovision, nothing. So I really hope this won't affect the Eurovision this year. I heard that, for example, in Luxembourg only 60 songs applied or something like this, and I'm very curious in other countries. Of course, the countries like Sweden and so on, it will be the same huge amount of numbers, because they have their domestic amazing thing to do, and this is not affected by the big Eurovision. It's more about like the producers' approach and their own dramaturgy in their own event. The issue, for example, in Luxembourg, in my opinion, was that they didn't work very well in general with their domestic market. They didn't communicate it very well to the domestic market, in my opinion, and they basically showed that the only way how to get to Eurovision is through international producers and so on, which I think should be one of the ways. And they should really focus on how to work the whole year with the domestic market, with domestic artists, to tell them like, okay, only one of you can represent us that next year, or one band and so on, but give this motivation of working, growing, because the potential lies over there, you know. But it's a hard work, it must be done over the year. But the country, of course, it's that you can sit every day with like 10 other people, so this is possible to be done. The way how they are doing it, this more like commercial TV show style, so produce it in the way of having a good result, but without any other positive externality, let's say, without any other purpose. And I think this is what Eurovision should do, like create bigger, wider purpose than just the show itself. But approach, this is also good, because they did with this amazing result. And the thing is that Luxembourg, I think it's filled with positivity, so they should do this. And I'm very curious how this is affected by this, or by the really kind of controversy and inequality of Eurovision 2024 in general. But that's all from me from now. I have nothing more to say. I just blah 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 blah. Maybe you agree with what I said, maybe you don't agree with what I said. Don't forget to choose Montenegro, don't forget to check Albania, and don't forget to watch my channel, because I will do videos. Also, Nemo release a new song and so on, so I will probably cover this. And yeah, this is it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, write me in the comments below, become a member. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.